comes Vlogmas, here comes Vlogmas, right to your screen. She's got lots of DIYs and other Disney things. Stay tuned for videos every day of December. You don't want to miss what's next, cause Vlogmas starts today. Happy Vlogmas, everyone. So, now that we have finally and officially begun the month of December, we can now start all the Christmas DIYs. I am super excited because today we are making these DIY pretty much everything from Dollar Tree except for my fabric that I got for like $2.99 a yard at Joann's. So super cheap, super easy DIY that costs almost nothing to make, and it makes lots of noise. So if you want to make your own Vlogmas song, or if you want to jingle all the way, stay tuned because we're going to make some Jingle Bell ears. So these were the items that I ended up picking from Dollar Tree. I didn't even realize that I had picked up different packages of bells. I would get 3 bags of the 20 count bells, and if you want to get a couple bags of the smaller bells as well, just to fill in some spaces. And then I'm using floral wire from the Dollar Tree as well. I was not having it today. All these things in here just kept falling over, but I'm using a cup just to measure out my ears, and then I'm leaving about 1 inch or 1.5 inches on each side just so that I can glue those parts down. The ear size is going to be totally up to you. I actually think if I were to do it again, I would make them a little smaller, a smidge smaller, just because with all the bells on them, they do look a little bit bigger, but I do like how they turned out. And similar to this one, I'm also leaving the little 1 inch or 1.5 inches on each side using my wire cutters to cut them, and then I'm flattening them out just a little bit because I was not having it today with the wire. And next we are taking some of our 20 count bells that I picked up from Dollar Tree, and I am using the bells, the little opening in the top of the bell, to slide it through. You could see I was struggling with some of them, like that one I just ended up tossing out of this project because I just could not get it on, but most of them fit on pretty well. They went on with pretty easily. So I just started sliding them onto the wire, and you can see they start to bunch up. I added a little bit of hot glue just to try and secure them in place, but they end up not really going anywhere, mostly because they're kind of stopped by that buffer of the ear foot that I'm gonna jokingly call it, just because the bells will hit that and they won't move anywhere, and just keep adding on. It took a little bit of time just to slide them on and figure out where I wanted to place them, but that will totally be up to you and where you want to put them. This is what it looked like when I finished getting all the bells on, and you can see that there are some spaces there. That's what the small bells are good for, and also I ended up buying some Dollar Tree garland just to fill in some of the extra spaces, a little bit extra decorations. I did the second ear so you guys didn't have to be bored, but I started hot gluing some of the smaller bells into the places that the wire was still showing just to cover up some of that. Once again, this is totally up to you. You can use whatever decorations you want to fill in those gaps. And I did find that it did make it a lot fuller, so I liked the extra bells. I also liked adding extra embellishments. I think it really made the ears come together. As with this next step in most of my ear tutorials, it's optional if you want to cover your headband or not, but I used my headband template to cut out my fabric. I'm just using this festive one that I have been really enjoying using. It's been a lot of fun to use, so I just trace it out and then I cut my fabric out, and then I will take some double-sided tape that I've also gotten from Dollar Tree. It is like a lifesaver. I find that my fabric lays a lot better on my headband instead of using hot glue. I just was not having it with the hot glue anymore. And I just lay it out, and then I will peel off the strip of paper that's on top of it, and then I will line my headband with it. And if you struggle or you're new to covering headbands, just take it slowly. I fold down the edges at the end of the headband first, and then I go in with one side. You have to take your time on doing this, especially so that you don't burn yourself, and then it looks, nice.
Now that our headband is lined with fabric, I am taking some of this gold braided liner. I probably would have chosen a different color if I went back and did it again. I feel like I'm always about learning and trying different things, but this one worked fine, especially if you're not going to see it too much on your head. It works fine. And then I am taking my tape measure that I have been using. My headbands are typically 37 centimeters in length, and then I will just find the center of it, which is 18.5 centimeters, mark that as the direct center of my headband, which is where my bow is going to go, and then from that I mark 4 centimeters on each side, which is where my ears are going to start. And as you can see, I'm hot gluing these ears onto my headband. You can see I'm using my little feet to keep us grounded, and yeah, just hot glue your ears to the headband. In order to cover up our little feet, I wanted to use this garland tie from the Dollar Tree as well. Honestly, I'm all about thinking about what I would do in the future. Again, I might spray paint this with a little bit of artificial snow or a little bit of white spray paint just to make it like kind of snowy, but it worked out fine. It actually helped our ears stay a little bit more sturdy, and it covered up our wire, and I like the way that it looks with this this garland tie. You could get this at Dollar Tree as well, so almost all of these materials you could get at Dollar Tree. Next, we are onto the bow. If you don't know how to sew, that's totally okay. You can hot glue these. I am doing a hot dog style fold, folding the good sides together, and then I sew that, or you can hot glue it, and then I flip it inside out. I find where the seam is on the fabric there. Oh, look, oh, show and tell. And then I am going to have the seam on the outside, and then sew, hamburger fold, and sew that, and then I flip it inside out so that we can make our bow. And you can accordion fold this bow. So in between the accordion folds, I end up putting little dabs of hot glue. This will just keep the bow and the folds in place, and then I flip it around and do the other side. I hold it until it is dry and it stays there, and then I take that small piece of fabric, fold in the two edges just so I have a clean seam, and then I wrap that around the center of my bow, adding hot glue as necessary to keep that in place. And then I'm going to add that bow to the center of my headband where we left the dot pretty much when we were measuring everything out. Sometimes I hold it there for about 30 seconds or so just to make sure, and then I'm going to add in some extra embellishments. I added these little foam glitter balls. I had just pulled them off of some artificial greenery, and then I added some red tinsel in between.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited to start another year of Vlogmas. It is my third full year of doing Vlogmas. It is such a crazy challenge, but also so much fun to creatively challenge myself and to get to interact with so many of you amazing people. So first of all, happy holidays to everyone. Please stay safe and enjoy this time that is so unusual, but I think that's why we all love doing YouTube so much, because we get to all be together during this crazy time and get to make fun things like this. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for videos every single day of December 1st through December 25th. I will be here every single day. Make sure to check back to my channel so you don't miss a video. I'm going to have lots of DIYs, gingerbread, pins, you name it, all the things. I'm so ready to share with you guys. I'm super duper excited. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.